Hi everyone, this is part of our Study Abroad 101 series. My name is Kirsten Shepard and this is Maryville College Freshmen Study Abroad. And so if you need to get more information or if you have questions, you can reach me at studyabroad@maryvillecollege.edu. So let's get started. We're going to talk about just a couple things to get started today. So why education abroad at Maryville College? What are some specific opportunities for freshmen and a few things that are important to consider. So don't miss out. Why education abroad? We have some commitments that we make to all students at Maryville College. We think affordability is really important. So I'll talk a bit today about how we go about doing that. Immersion, living like a local, getting a chance to really explore the cultures that you're visiting is really important. High quality programs. Diversity. I mean this in terms of diversity of programs, but I also mean it in terms of diversity, equity, and inclusion. We think that study abroad really can be for everybody, and so we are looking for ways to provide access to students who are underrepresented in study abroad. Sustainable travel. You will find that Maryville College does travel in a particular way, and we want to make sure that you are conscious of the impact that you are making when you travel, culturally, environmentally, and economically. And then support. We have a wraparound support system that starts from the day you start to explore programs, helping prepare you to go while you are abroad and then when you come back as well. So, how does study abroad work at Maryville College? There are really three ways that we think study abroad fits for every student. Number 3, we'll count them down, credits towards your degree. Every program that we offer for credit goes towards the 120 credits you need for graduation. 2, culture and intercultural dynamics. What? This is our world cultures requirement. All students have to take a course that will have you explore a country other than your own, a culture other than your own. And study abroad can fulfill this requirement for you if you study abroad for 6 weeks or longer. Number 1, every Maryville College student, as part of our 4-year career preparation program, gets the chance to do something significant and practical as part of their degree. One of the things that you can use for this degree requirement is study or intern abroad. This is something we think is important for Maryville College. Right now, we're at about 20% of Maryville College 28% of Maryville College students who study abroad by the time they graduate, and we're aiming for 40 or 50%. So we hope you are among those students that take advantage of this. Why? Well, there are outcomes that show that this is pretty relevant. So these statistics are from students who returned from study abroad, and it was a big, huge study that had a control group of students who stayed here and then of course the students who spent time abroad. So you can see the top 3 statistics are that 97% of study abroad students found employment within 12 months of graduation, when only 49% of the control group did. 25% higher starting salaries. 90% of study abroad alumni who applied got into their first or second choice grad schools. So this matters, right? We think this is an important part of your Maryville College education and gives you an advantage in your future careers. But beyond those outcomes that we found from study abroad students, we also know that employers think this is important. So these are a list of NACE career competencies. And NACE is the National Association of Colleges and Careers, and they interview employers to find out what they're looking for in college graduates. So what you'll see here are 8 competencies that they've identified, and each one of these competencies are things you should be working on developing while you're at Maryville College. But you can also choose to work on these skills while you are abroad. But in particular, this bottom one, global and intercultural fluency, is a skill that is far easier to develop if you have interaction with people from other cultures. So therefore, spending some time abroad makes it significantly easier. And you can see in this little chart here on the side, this is how that global intercultural fluency breaks down. There is knowledge that you need to gain, there are skills you should develop, and there are attitudes that we expect out of you by the time you graduate. So no better way to do this than also get a chance to explore the world. So what sort of opportunities are there for freshmen? We have all kinds of international opportunities, from semester or year abroad programs, travel study programs, which are offered in spring break or May term usually, summer study abroad, which is anywhere from 2 to 12 weeks, internships and service learning abroad, which are generally offered in the summer, athletics abroad, choir abroad, lots of opportunities to travel at Maryville College. And we use some pretty great partners like the ones you see at the bottom of the screen here to help us provide these programs. So your first opportunity as a freshman is coming up this year, pending, outcomes of COVID-19. But these are the programs that are being offered for May 2021. And so you can see we've got 4 programs going in 4 different fields of studies. These are programs where you are traveling with Maryville College professors and Maryville College students. So these are group programs where you don't go sit in a classroom, although we do have a special classroom in a castle in England that you may be part of, but you're really traveling around the country. These programs include as much of the cost as we can include in it, from airfare to housing to the excursions, to service learning opportunities to field work. We try and get as many of the costs as possible into these programs while keeping it affordable. So how do we keep this affordable? We also offer scholarships. So beyond not profiting from this, so we're not making money on these courses, they're the exact cost of traveling. We'll also give you the opportunity to apply for a travel study scholarship. And this is generally between $500 and $2,000. Last year, we gave scholarships to about 65% of the students who participated on these programs. Deadline to apply, October 1st. Summer study in English. This is your next duration that you can apply for as a freshman, right? So this summer, after your freshman year, you could study abroad in English, you could learn a second language, you can take a deep dive into your field of study and explore new topics. Really, anywhere you can think of in the world, you could do a summer study abroad program. Learning a language. So one of the interesting things about studying abroad is you're not limited to the languages Maryville College teaches. So yes, you can take French and Spanish and German and Japanese, but you can also learn Arabic or Korean or Chinese, for example. Semester academic year abroad. Really, this is something you're not going to do until your sophomore, junior, or senior year, but actually you apply as a freshman if you want to go as a sophomore. So these are opportunities where you get to be a student at a university abroad while paying Maryville College tuition fees, room, and board. Pretty great, right? So these programs operate like an exchange. What we do is you're taking courses abroad at that host institution, and we transfer them back to Maryville College. We work with you before you go to get all those things pre-approved, and then you're enrolled as a student overseas. Right now, for next year, we're guaranteeing that every student who applies gets, for a semester or academic year abroad program, will get a guaranteed $1,500 airfare scholarship. So this makes it our most affordable, best value opportunity for freshmen. Internships and service learning. This is something we recommend you wait for a year or so until you've got your feet a little bit deeper into your field of study. Okay, normally students are doing this after their junior year, but it could be done as early as after your sophomore year. You can do internships that are short-term in length or longer-term in length. These are placements. So you get placed into the internship of your dreams in one of the countries that we have listed here. We have some group programs where you could travel with your friends, and also some programs where you could do it independently. Either way, you're doing that work experience in another country, getting a really in-depth global experience out of it. Generally, these are in the summer. Virtual and remote opportunities are new to Maryville College and really new to the industry, but remote work is not really a new concept, which is why it's taken hold really quickly. So we have several opportunities for both internships and remote courses that you can start applying for even now as a freshman. So I have opportunities open. The deadline for spring programs is going to be probably mid-November. And so these are short-term internship projects or remote courses that you can take as part of your Maryville College course load. Okay, some important things to consider about scholarships, deadlines, resources, and other on-campus opportunities. I mentioned before, but we have scholarships that you can use for any Maryville College study abroad program. So some of them are merit-based, some of them are need-based. We have lots of access to external study abroad scholarship, and Maryville College does let you travel with your FAFSA aid. Upcoming deadlines are listed here. I mentioned travel study deadlines are in October. Summer would be the next deadline for this year, listed here, and that's February 15th. And if you plan to study abroad next academic year, for either a semester or a year, November 15th for fall and April 15th for spring. Beware. There are certain degrees that require study abroad, and you want to make sure you understand what those requirements are if that affects you. International business, international studies, Spanish major, language minors. You want to make sure you take a look at paradigms and talk with your advisor about degree planning. It is the perfect time when you're a freshman to start having these conversations. And I've got good checklists of questions that I can send you for what you should be talking to your advisor about. Sometimes there are limitations for scholarships or certain requirements to receive scholarships, so you want to make sure you plot down on your calendar the deadlines for applying and have a conversation with me about what those requirements might be. Some programs have a GPA minimum. I would say on average that's 2.75. Some countries are a little bit higher, like Japan, that usually requires a 3.0. A lot of programs, particularly in the summer, have a lower GPA minimum. Travel study programs aren't normally decided based on GPA alone. Sometimes when you're looking for a program as a freshman, you might want to see what that impact is on your program of study, your ultimate program of study, your major. And so you should talk to your FYS advisor about your plans, and they can connect you with an advisor in your major if they think that that advisor might be able to give you some additional excellent advice. Make sure you are checking out student experiences. If you go to our blog, and I'm just pulling it up here so you can take a look, what you can find is under Study Abroad, you will see a variety of programs and posts that most of them are written by students themselves. So you can get the student experience by reading their past blog posts. And while you're waiting, definitely make sure you take the time to get involved on campus. GCO, the Global Citizenship Organization, does events at least every other Tuesday for the World Cup Coffee, and they do global showcases at least once a month. Study Abroad Ambassadors also does programming and celebrates culture and promotes a culture of travel on campus. There's all kinds of diverse student organizations on campus that you can get involved in, and these will only help you build these career competencies and help set you up for a successful study abroad experience. If you have any questions, definitely follow us on social media. That's where all our best information goes, at MC Scots Abroad. And this is the link here to our student blog, Center for International Education.blogspot.com. And then finally, our study abroad website, always the best place to start exploring programs, maryvillecollege.edu/studyabroad. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.